Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Eve, spiritual intuitive guide and coach, bringing you videos to support your soul's journey here on earth and your spiritual wellness. In today's video, I am bringing you a tarot reading, and it is ideal for this time of year because we are actually wrapping up 2022. If you are finding yourself watching this video right now, or at least today and before the new year, or even in the beginning of the new year, this reading is for you. Remember that this is for educational and informational purposes only. Take from this reading what works for you and what serves you in your life, and discard anything that does not serve you. Always remember to consult your medical professionals, your financial professionals, and relationship professionals for help in these areas. I will be doing a reading focused on these three areas for the year of 2023. So I hope for you 2022 was at least decent. I hope that you can look back upon the year and say, yeah, this was pretty good. Yeah, I think I did all right here. But for a lot of us, we look back and we can see, gosh, I wish I had done that differently. I wish I had done that better. I wish this situation could change for the better or just be eliminated altogether. So we're just going to see what shows up for you. And like I said, if you are here watching this video, then this reading is just for you. So my year was, I would say it was probably not as great as I would like it to be. And a lot of changes really need to take place for me. So hopefully, you have some kind of awareness of what's working and what's not, and where you need to focus your attention. But hopefully this reading will give you some more insight and a little bit more information to help you make the adjustments for this upcoming year. I will be using an interesting tarot deck called the Chaos Tarot. Now, this is a 64 card tarot deck, and I'm not sure if it's actually a tarot deck or if it was designed to be used the way I use it, but I try to come across decks that are not so Rider-Waite like. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just my preference is to work with decks that just kind of take you in a different direction and give a different spin to some of the meanings in the deck. So let's go ahead and get started, and let's focus on first what the overall year is going to look like for those of us who are watching this video. And that does include me, since my energy is here with you. So let's just look at the overall energy around 2023. I'm going to pull 3 cards for that inquiry. And this time I will show you the cards. Last time I forgot to show them as I read them. I think this is great. This is a really positive energy. This is called Air of Fire. I love the intensity, the heat, the passion, the focus. And this card is indicating that there is something new that we get to look forward to. And I don't just mean the beginning of the year, it's new. It could mean that we will have an ignited passion and interest in fire because of the new year. But the first thing that came up for me when I pulled this card is that there will be something new that is showing up for us that does ignite us, that excites us, that relights that fire or that motivation that may have fizzled out toward the end of this year. Okay, so the next card is, so I'm going to show you the upright. This is actually reversed. This is Between Worlds. So pretty cool colors and images. These are fractals. Very cool. In reverse, this energy is indicating that in 2023, you're transitioning out of that limbo place. So in 2022, you may have found yourself kind of like really not making decisions or solid commitments in any particular direction or in any particular area of your life. In the upright position, this would indicate that you're kind of still in that place. In reverse is you're on the outskirts of it. You're kind of moving out and moving toward more clarity and just more of a knowing of where your life is headed. And this is in general, this is for the whole year. So I think it's a better place to be. Limbo is not necessarily a fun place to be. I guess if you're just in indecision, it's better to become clear before you make a choice. But sometimes we got to get out of that place and start making things happen. So we're kind of moving out of that, and it comes after the Ace of Fire. So something is going to ignite us, reignite us, excite us, and set us on a new path. And that is going to pull us out of this indecisiveness or this stagnant place. We're no longer going to be in between, but on the outside of that. And then we have another, this is an interesting one, another fire card. So again, this is in reversed. So we have 5 of fire. And as you can see, the word there is defeat, but it's in reversed. So again, I feel like we're moving out of a certain energy that we may have experienced this year. Maybe we feel beat down, just tired, just like you want to give up. But 2023, with that Ace of Fire, that first card that started us, and that energy of just moving out of that place of being stuck or stagnant, we're also moving out of that energy of feeling defeated by life, by circumstances, whatever is going on in your life. We're kind of moving out of that energy as well. So this is a wonderful, wonderful message from Spirit, guiding us to know that 2023 is going to really be a much better year for us. It's going to have more intensity. We're not going to be so indecisive and stagnant. So that's really, really awesome. So I am going to set these cards aside. I'm not going to replace them in the deck. And I'm going to give our Chaos Tarot a nice little shuffle here. So if you saw my last video from last week, I was just getting over the flu, and unfortunately I'm still trying to wrap that part of my life up. So hopefully on the 1st I'll be done. All right, so let's look at the big 3. The big 3 are work, finance, relationship, and overall health and wellness. So let's start with work and finance. So I put those together. So keep that in mind as I pull 3 cards for you around that. That one popped out. All right, here's our first one. Check the time. Ooh, that's a great card. So the first card is the 10 of Air, wealth. Beautiful colors, nice vibrant energy coming off of this card. And thank goodness it's in the upright position. So this is, if you have had an idea that you're sitting on, or a plan of action, or a strategy that you've just been, playing with in your head, it's time to see that idea, plan, or strategy pay off, because this card indicates that it will. Now, wealth, when I said finance, it could definitely bring you some finance, some good changes and shifts, positive shifts in your finance. But it can also bring other things that we could label wealth, maybe lots of clients, or maybe just a better position in your career, or if you're not employed, actually attaining opportunity. So wealth can mean many things, but at the same time, I feel like this is also indicating that if you are currently employed for yourself or working with or for someone else, it's time to really get your ideas out there, because they can really give you an excellent return on your investment for sure. Wow, what is it that you're sitting on? What is it that you're waiting to put out there? 2023 shows a lot of promise to give you a good return on that. So here's a very nice one. Here's another air. So air is the energy of ideas, information, facts, strategies, organization. So here we have the 8 of air. Another nice card. That looks like this either brains. It reminds me of the brain. I don't know, the 2 hemispheres of the brain. That's just me. That's just what I see. So 8, we're looking at also kind of changing things up a little bit in our thinking around work, career, and finance. Maybe making some changes in how we spend or save or budget, whether it's personal or work related. Also taking action in ideas. So this follows that 10. The 10 is about attainment. So it's saying that by putting your ideas out there, you will attain what it is that you're trying to achieve. But 8 is saying that you must absolutely take action. Ideas are great. They're fun to write them down and research them and really get creative in your mind's eye. But that's all they will ever be if you don't take action. Baby steps, 1 step at a time, an action a day, an action a week, but you will be generously rewarded for doing so. And the word with this card is generosity. So there's 2 ways to look at that: to receive a large amount in return for putting out there in the world all these different things in your head, taking action on them, and also being generous with how much you do put out. So don't be stingy with your creativity, with your ideas, with taking action. Really put it on thick. I did that because I'm a saltaholic and I generously put a lot of salt on my food. So this last card, wow. Okay, the card is eschaton. Now this is not something that you're going to see in other tarot decks. Now eschaton is it's the final act before total annihilation. I know that sounds very depressing, but I think it's more of a way of looking at the world. If this was your last year, if 2023 is your last year on Earth, what is your final act that you would like to leave in 2023 before your time is up? It's a very strange, it's kind of like doing your eulogy. And how would you like people to remember you? What would you like to have said about you? This is kind of the same concept. I feel like this part about your work, your career, your finances, saying you got to put it all out there. Put it all out there. There's no reason to wait. There's no time to wait. The time is now. The time is 2023. Get your strategies, your ideas together, prepare a plan of action, and put it out there in a big way. And the energy behind it is put out there, whatever it is that you want the world to remember you by. That one is a little moving for me because, after having been sick, it just gives you a lot of time to think and reevaluate your life, especially coming to the end of the year. How do I want to be remembered by? Who do I want people to remember me as? So not only in a personal way, but also in your career. So that's something to consider as we move into 2023. So that is for career. So let's go ahead and move on to relationship. So for those of you who are watching this video, whoever the first person or animal or situation, whatever it is, because you can have a relationship with a physical thing like gaming or alcohol or like a hobby, a relationship. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It could be a pet or a thing situation. So this is relationship. So whatever is the first thing that comes to your mind, don't second guess that. Just let that be what this reading is about, and just take it in. And remember, just take what works for you, and just disregard what doesn't. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards on relationship. And remember, this doesn't have to be romantic. It could be with a sibling, a neighbor, a coworker, a friend. It could be with your own self, or any of the other things that I mentioned. Yeah. First card, the Ten of Fire. And the word with this is ruin. So there's a relationship that is in your life, and it's not necessarily going great. It just feels like the energy is not super positive. Now that doesn't mean that it won't change. It just means that this year is going to have that energy of things kind of falling apart. There's a lot of energy and intensity. So I feel like this is kind of a volatile relationship, something that's pretty intense. And if you just look at the energy in the colors, it just looks very explosive and intense. So whoever, whatever is popping up into your mind as I talk about this, just, I don't want to say be forewarned, but just be aware and prepare accordingly, act accordingly, and just go into this relationship with your eyes wide open and very, very conscious. Wow. Wow, I know. Okay, so here is the Devil in reversed. Okay, so in reverse for me, this is like, in the upright position, the Devil indicates that there's an energy of feeling trapped, powerless. In reverse, there's that knowing, that inner knowing, that subconscious knowing, or that deeper knowing that you know you're not. You know that you are not powerless in this relationship. You know that things are just not as they appear. In the upright position, that's almost a tendency to not be aware that you are you feel more like completely oblivious to being overpowered by something, and you don't know why or how. But in the reverse, I feel like there's this inner knowing, there's this deep understanding that that this is just, you've got more power. You know that you can change things. At least you can change you, maybe not the other person or the other circumstance, but you can change you. You have more power than you think. You're a lot more aware than you think you are. And I think you're pretty knowledgeable that things just aren't quite what they appear to be. There's this illusion that it's almost like the wool is being pulled from, it's being removed. You know, the wool is being removed to where you can see clearly. So, you know, I think you know. And it's just interesting how it comes right after the Ten of Fire, ruin. So whoever, whatever's popping into your mind, I think that you are very aware of what's going on. And it probably, if you are aware, it probably has been going on long enough. Okay, so the last one feels a little bit more of relief, which brings us to the High Priestess. Very lovely looking card here. So once it comes after this intense energy, this ugly energy, the High Priestess comes in and she says, she says, you know what to do. You've always known what to do, and you've always had a sense about things. Are you going to listen to that inner voice, that inner knowing, that nudge, that advice, that those urging, those pushing, those nudgings, yeah, you need to listen to it. And being in the upright position, you're pretty well connected with your intuition. You have a pretty good relationship and an understanding of how that information comes through. For a lot of people, it's just a matter of trusting that inner wisdom, giving it a chance to see how it plays out, listen to it, take its advice. Follow it, because it comes right after these two cards, and it's saying it knows, you know, not only here and here, but you know in the depth of your soul what needs to happen and what needs to be done. That is 2023 relationship. Okay, kind of heavy there. Sorry about that. So finally, we're coming to health and wellness. So let's take a look and see what's going on there. Now remember, I'm not a physician. I'm an intuitive. So if you have any questions or any concerns, please reach out to your professional medical team, wellness team, to advise you. All right, that one came out. All right. Here we have... All right, so this is the star, okay, but it's in reversed, so here we are. This tells me that this has not really been your priority in 2022, your health and wellness, and that includes your mental, emotional health, your cognitive health, physical health, emotional health, did I say that already? Your energetic health, your spiritual health, so it's everything that has not been your priority. Hopefully you can make it your priority, but it looks like it still might be something that's secondary. Your health, your physical health should never be secondary, because without the physical body, we cannot do the things, the wonderful things that we are here to do. Make an effort, make a little bit more of an effort to make it your priority. It just feels like the energy is saying that you're still going to have a tendency to put it on the back burner. But that comes with a cost. So just keep that in mind. Let's see what's next. The first thing that comes up on this card, this is Ten of Earth, Perilous Woods. Again, we have the reverse of this card. A lot of our medical, emotional, psychological issues stem from stress or like self-induced misery. I feel like that's what this card is indicating. Sometimes we make our journey in our lives a whole lot worse than it actually is. We just have a tendency to really build it up so much in our heads. We make ourselves miserable. We can talk ourselves into a depression. We can really work ourselves up about the future with anxiety, or just dwelling in the past, pulling us into a depression. So it's indicating that half the battle can be won by really navigating the mind and the emotional health and wellness area just a lot more intelligently. And that could really benefit our physical health as well, if we just remember that things aren't quite as bad as we think they are. Planning for the future is a good idea, but living in the future creates anxiety, which is unhealthy. Dwelling on what could have been in this 2022 year is not going to serve us. We need to take the lessons that we've learned and let go of the pain that it may have caused us, and just work on staying present and positive. It's a practice. That's a big practice there. And this one is really around spiritual health and wellness, as well as mental, emotional health and wellness. So hopefully that won't be secondary. Okay, nice card. So this last card for our health and wellness for 2023 is Two of Water, love. For me, this is really about building a healthy relationship with the self, loving the body, honoring the body, being loving and gentle and kind and easy with the self. We can certainly beat ourselves up for all the things that we could have, should have done in 2022. It's important to forgive ourselves for our mistakes and to take care of this being as if it were a baby, you know, love ourselves, nurture ourselves, give to love to ourselves. When we fill ourselves with love, care, give ourselves time and space, we are really making ourselves more resilient and filled to be available for other people. So just to give you a brief summary of this, it would be great to put your well-being as your number one priority, but life happens. If it's not number one, make it a close second. A lot of our misery happens, emotional, mental, even physical, starts from our thoughts. So things are never as bad as they seem. Try to stay positive. Focus on the things that you do have, the people that are good in your life and the situations that are good in your life, the things you do have. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Care for yourself the way you would a baby, or if you were your own baby. Super good care for yourself this year. So there you have it, guys. We have our health and wellness. Relationships might be the hardest one. It sounds like there's going to be some serious stuff that we're going to have to deal with there, but listen to your intuition. Regarding work, man, come on. We got to put our stuff out there. Like that song, Party Like It's 1999, will put your stuff out there like it's the last year of your life. That's pretty intense. And overall, we're going to be moving into a really good energy for the year of 2023, just overall getting us reignited. Our spark, our fire is going to be relit. We're going to be moving out of that stuck and stagnant energy and out of that feeling of it's almost self-defeat, but also just feeling defeated by life in general. So let's just say goodbye to 2022 and let's look forward to all the wonderful possibilities, options, and just opportunities that are coming for us in 2023. Guys, if you would like a personal reading with me, you can find me at Indigo Moons on Wednesdays and Pixie's Intent on Tuesdays here in the greater Houston area. You can also contact me at the email and the phone number in the description below. And I have a website that will be up and running very, very soon. So that might be my new thing for 2023. Please leave your comments below. Let me know how things are going with you after this reading. Let me know what's really stuck out for you, what really resonated with you. Leave any questions as well. Like this video and share it with your friends. Hit the subscribe and notification buttons. And I will see you in 2023. Happy New Year. Be well.